This episode of Road Soda is brought to you by PopFlix. PopFlix, the all-new video streaming service from Popco. Find out what everyone is talking about and stream award-winning PopFlix original content now, like My Old Bird's Box, BoJack Horsecock, and everyone's favorite, Doing Strange Things. There are hundreds of shows and movies to choose from over at PopFlix. We even have the classics, like Wet Hot Chinese Winter, Forrest Blumpkin, and the award-winning Schindler's Day Off, starring Stephen McConaughey and Willie Harrelson. PopFlix starts at $23.99 a month, and that's almost twice as much as Netflix. That's how you know it's better. PopFlix, a Popco brand.
Hello and thank you for cracking another Road Soda. Recently named by People Magazine, the least educational yet the most entertaining podcast of February 2020.
That's right.
Thank you to our listeners. Thank you on that.
It's a weirdly specific monthly award review, but we're proud to have it.
We won it. We're proud, yeah. On this episode, we do everything we can to not talk about Corona. We then talk about Corona, and Greg jumps in on The Circle. That's right. We had a real special episode last week. We had Greg, and he's back again in an unprecedented three-way episode. We've had three people on the show before, but it's always been like the one bandstandy kind of mic.
Yep, everybody had their own mic.
Everybody got their own goddamn mic.
That's right.
And that's thank you, of course, to Justin, and he's doing the sound engineering fucking incredibly, and the extra mic and everything. Yes, sirree. I'm really happy. Yeah, he's not in the intro because, of course, in the intro we have to we get some messages.
That's
we
right.
Have to play our messages, right? But Mr. McSkittles is on the rest of the episode, and he really wants to get Trump flu. He really wants this whole thing to be called Trump flu. That's what he was trying to get behind. While I'm trying to get everyone to call him McSkittles. All right, this is here we go. We got some voicemail. You guys can call into the show 706-200-1213. And let's see.
Hey, Road Soda, it's Grant. I think Uyghurs is the group that you guys are trying to remember. Uighurs, the ethnic group from China that's Muslim.
Oh, that Muslim group.
My only thought on that is, and I haven't listened to the Mysterious Universe podcast, but China did just have a big biosecurity thing with pigs where they had swine flu, and they had to dispose of, I think, like 1 million to 1.5 million pigs. So the fumes from cremating all that may be the cause of the burning flesh chemical or what have you. As far as the castle game, it's kind of, I guess, the Super Mario sort of clone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of done and over that, so there's a million other things I could do while I'm going poop, including reading a good book. So, didn't really hit it off for me. I think I need more of a story, I guess, or a novel approach to the game. But anyhow, good luck with this week. Hunker down, don't breathe around other people, right?
Yep.
And see you at the next Road Soda.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, man. Yeah, so he was talking about the Muslim. It was like a group of Muslims that we were trying to think of, and then he also touched on that. What was it called? The Crazy Horsey Road or something like that. He just wasn't super into it.
Oh yeah, the castle thing.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. There's no story. It was just directly in and jumping around and
my biggest thing was that it couldn't be a play while you poo game because don't you start over? You don't get to save, right?
Yeah, so if you're always pooping, you'll always get to like the same place, basically. Yeah. Well, sir, thank you as always for anybody can call in. You leave a message, we'll play it right here. And didn't he comment on the? I thought there was one more thing that I can't remember now.
I can't remember either.
Oh my gosh, I'm completely. Can we pause it just real quick?
Oh, the swine flu.
Swine flu.
Yeah.
We don't gotta pause this shit. We're doing it live. Yeah, I remember remember hearing that. I thought that had happened. Like a little bit before. Like China's been going through like a pig shortage because of some kind of swine flu. But maybe but maybe it's just still all lingering in the air either way. But yeah, fucking good on you, man. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for listening, and I hope we're giving you a little bit of entertainment during this whole fucking thing.
This episode of Road Soda is brought to you by White Castle PCS.
White Castle PCS, your favorite fast food restaurant, now offers even faster cell service. Come in for the royal treatment, the sack of sliders and a cell meal. It's the only meal that comes with a smartphone, the Whiteberry. The Whiteberry is the fastest fast food smartphone on the market. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited taste. White Castle PCS offers cell coverage within 20 yards of all White Castle locations. Text using WhiteTap, and you get 25% off our mouth-watering slider sacks. Come for the sliders, stay for the cell service. White Castle PCS.
So, trying not to talk so much about the corona, but it is affecting all of our lives and everything, and we have Mr. Greg Man with us, and he's been pretty quarantined, right?
I've been pretty quarantined, yeah.
I've been pretty damn quarantined. Because, well, I mean, your wife is really kind of in a different position, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even know if it's real or not. Like I mentioned that she's got some kind of phantom cough thing that's been going on for a really long time. She doesn't have any other symptoms. She's not like sick or anything, but she does have this like crazy cough, and they've been trying to diagnose it over months. And the doctors keep saying she's fine. There's something. I feel like it's got to be an allergy thing, but then sometimes she'll have like this really nasty cough, like people have when they're sick. But you know what though? She's just a middle-aged mother of young kids, and I think that they're just always looking for reasons to have shit to be afraid of. And I think that they're really getting to her on this, and so she's feeling like she's got, like she's in trouble with it. I'm constantly telling her to stay the hell off her Facebook, but so when my boss on the 13th of March said everyone didn't have to, but could go work from home, I was like, hell yeah. I didn't want to have to do my commute anyway. So there's 2 full weeks so far that I've been working from home. I moved all my stuff into the home office. I have not had to drive 45 minutes to work, which I'm loving. But now, 2 weeks in, I'm like, holy shit, I really have not left my house all that much for the last 2 weeks. Again, not my own doing. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to a restaurant except they shut them all down. I'd go to a bar or something like that. I'd go hang out and hang out with people at their house. But because of my wife, it's just not worth it for me. She's really getting anxious and worked up about stuff, and there's nothing I want to do outside of the home that's worth A, making her more anxious, and B, putting up with her giving me a hard time about making her more anxious. So I've really
sounds like it's wearing on you.
I'm doing okay with it, actually. I mean, I'm trying to first off, I'm spending a heck of a lot more time with the wife and kids, which is nice. The work thing hasn't really changed anything, except I'm gaining 45 minutes in the morning and at night every day, which is nice. And the whole stress of like having to get ready to jump in your car. I'm like a guy that'll hit a Dunkin' Donuts on the way to work, and then you get to work. I don't have any of that hassle. I can basically just get up. I usually brush my teeth and then walk into the office.
You're there.
It's fucking beautiful.
Do you even put clothes on?
I do put clothes on, only just for the safety and the well-being of the other people in my home. But I did make the joke last week, actually, though. Rose put out this thing that said, hey, because we're all working from home, we still want to have some sense of community spirit. So she sent out this thing saying, everyone wear clothes according to this schedule, so we can all be like on the same thing. Like Monday was this, Tuesday was that. And I replied to this, I did a little cheap-ass Photoshop myself, and I said, Greg has a different idea for his outfits next week. And I put birthday suit over each day.
Birthday suit every day.
But that would be weird. That would honestly be a weird thing to. I don't know. Whatever you do for work, it would be weird to do it naked. I think. Unless
I want to work from home in my underwear, but I have this irrational thing where when I do conference calls, even though I know they can't see me, I'm like they know I'm in my underwear. Right. It's almost like
and it'll change the way you operate because let's face it. you operate differently when you're in your tidy whities than if you're totally nude or if you're in a fucking suit. So it's a funny thing to talk about, but I don't think most people would work totally naked or even. But it is nice to not have to give a shit. You know what I mean? Like my hair is fucking crazy. I get up and I have coffee and I'm like 10 minutes. I'm at work, and I can honestly, that time I really relish because I know I can just sit there and go, I would be fucking fighting the traffic onto the highway right now. I'd be on the highway, weaving like an asshole, getting ready to get onto 64 and head west and be driving like an asshole just to be able to get in. And then, you know, it's just so nice to not have to do any of that shit.
Instead, you just get to jump directly to that sweet, sweet, sweet work.
I do like that when I'm off, I'm off.
Yeah.
Close my laptop, I'm already home.
You're done. Yeah.
That's the morning commute doesn't bother me so much as the afternoon, where it's just like I'm here. Done.
That's okay. Honestly, I think that afternoon commute is even worse than the morning. I kind of almost like the morning commute in a way.
Yeah, me too, and especially because I get to the office before anybody, and I beat that commute in the morning. It's usually nice, windows down, back roads kind of thing. I live like 5 or 6 miles from where I work. And after 5, it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half to get home.
Jiminy Christmas.
Jesus.
Depending on traffic. It's that University Parkway shit.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, and it's just bad. And what sucks is that if there's a flat tire on the interstate, it backs everything up. All the side roads and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so when there's a car accident, like you're looking at 2 hours to get home just because of how intertwined all those kind of areas are, the interstate and the University Parkway and stuff. Anyways.
In the last 2 months, there were like more than one, I'm not even exaggerating, more than one fucking cement truck things on the highway. I don't know if either of those affected you. One of them must, because it was on like...
I remember hearing about that. It was like back to back.
Yeah, it messed me up. Yeah, there were 2.
They like fucking totally shut the highway down where like they're just diverting people. That fucking blows. Yeah. And then you're losing a chunk of your life. There's no way around it. Everyone goes on the side roads. But then everyone's on the side road, so you're just sitting at lights over, and it just fucking blows.
Where's the goddamn stimulus package for my lost time during commutes?
I will say that when I work from home, I am more efficient, and what I like is that I have like a very overactive mind. I'm not saying that I'm smart. I'm saying I have like ADD. Like my mind is racing and constantly and fast. So one of the things that helps me focus, ironically, is to have like a TV show on in the background. It's almost like I need music or TV on. I need something that can occupy that busy space of my mind so that I can focus. And when I'm at home, I can just have Netflix on in the background, and it helps me focus because that wandering part of my mind is able to focus on that.
Right.
And I've been trying to meditate every day to help that wandering part of my mind.
That was his doctor prescribed him meditation.
That's true. And so I've been trying to meditate every day, but still it's hard, I mean, it's just kind of how I'm wired. So I like working from home because, I'm actually more productive, I'd say.
Wait, the meditation thing just set me off on something minor little tangent. I'm reading a book. It's Judd Apatow's book on like a bunch of interviews he did with comedians. And one of them was with Jerry Seinfeld in 2014. And he was talking to Jerry Seinfeld about, he said, you do a lot of transcendental meditation. He said, yeah, I used to do an hour a day for like since way back, since like he was 20 or whatever. Jerry Seinfeld's like 60, an hour a day. And some people would be like, well, that's kind of a big commitment. I think everyone would say that's a fairly big commitment. He said, and then someone was mentioning to me that he does 2 sessions a day and maybe I should try that. It would help me with my stress. And he said, this is what he tells Judd Apatow. And I switched now to 2 1-hour TM sessions a day, and it has changed my life for the better, is what he said. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, that is a lot of fucking time staring into the fucking abyss or whatever the fuck you're doing during that, chanting or whatnot.
I mean, that's Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's
what the fuck else does he have to do, I guess, right? He's like, well, I fill up this 3x5 card with my interesting observations. Now what? Not going to have the tuna sandwich until 1:45, as I always do.
Dude, he's always been that super, like, you can just tell, like, in the show and everything, he was that guy that everything's got its space, its place, its time. He's like the Elon Musk of fucking comedy or some shit.
Definitely. The Elon Musk of comedy. That's the first time he's ever been called that, but I love it.
Oh, absolutely. You heard it here first, everybody. That's right. How do you think he would like to say it? Like, if you said that to him.
I just saw Isaiah in like that old game show with like the associations, and they go, Jerry Seinfeld, and Isaiah hits the buzzer. Elon Musk. What the fuck is this guy talking about?
What are you talking about? It's the same thing, basically. Right? Dude,
pretty close. Pretty close.
I don't know.
When they do the math, they'll realize you're right. Those fucking idiots.
And when it's too late.
I will say that there have been some things that have been particularly poised to take advantage of the coronavirus quarantine. One of those is the release of the new Animal Crossing games for the Nintendo Switch.
Bro.
So I don't play Animal Crossing, but I've played games similar to it, and I get why they're addicting. And for that game to release in quarantine, it's getting people who were into the series but weren't going to play, that have nothing to do with their time. It's going
to be a problem.
It has sold so many.
I thought I saw something about it coming out. Wait, Greg, did you? I don't think you would ever. This would ever even cross your eyes or anything. But have you ever heard of Animal Crossing?
That's not that porn site, is it? Because I think I've kind of flashed on and off of that.
Yeah, it's a game based on that site.
Yeah, that's why it's so addictive.
I've never heard of Nintendo Animal Crossing. Give me the gist.
It came out on GameCube. I never actually played it.
Actually, I want to say it actually was a handheld game before it even came out on GameCube.
Wow.
But I don't know if that's true or not. I'm going to Google it real quick.
We interrupt this segment to bring breaking news right after this word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean. Hey kids, do you like to get crunk? Of course you do. Drink Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean, the light and refreshing beverage that is just what the doctor ordered. Find out what makes all your friends cooler than you and grab a can of Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean, packed with real sugar, artificial flavoring, and a kick that is sure to knock you out. 5 out of 5 doctors swear by the great taste of Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean, and why wouldn't they? It has 3 times the FDA's recommended daily serving of opiates. Drink a Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean today, a Popco brand.
Welcome to another segment of some news stuff.
Hey, y'all.
And with us is also
Michelle.
Okay. And of course, Greg. It's been a while since we've had we've done some news with you, man. I know you've been missing the news.
Missing the news. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing what the news looks like these days.
And I'm gonna have to read it all to you. So this one. I wrote bullshit. I don't know why. I don't remember why. But ready? It says, dog is so happy his family is working from home, he sprains his tail.
Now, y'all can't see the picture, but that is a dachshund. And my cousin, he was my second cousin, he was actually in a relationship with a dachshund for a good while.
Your cousin, Michelle, was in a relationship? Like
my second cousin, yes. You misheard me. My second cousin, yes.
And so that means the dachshund was also your cousin, right?
Well, it was now second cousin removed because of the divorce. Yeah, that dachshund somehow took just everything.
This dachshund's name was Rolo. Do you think? How do you prove? I want to know, how do you prove that the dog sprained its tail for that specific reason?
Now
they could take.
What would you have to prove that for?
Who the news? Like, you call up the news, you're like, I got a story for you, news. We're all working from home, and my dog sprained his tail. I'm pretty sure it's because he's so happy we're all working from home. It's got to be.
You call the newsroom, and the guy goes, hey, he leans forward. He goes, if you get some proof on this, I'm all over it. Tell that I'm not printing it.
I'm not printing it. You get me a doctor's note from the vet saying the cause of tail fracture.
I need a source on this. He's going to have to come out. You cannot be anonymous on the source, or I can't print it.
You only get a story like this on your desk fucking once a career, you know? Dude, it just shows. I'm very happy that ABC7 is trying to report on something other than Corona, but it's still kind of Corona. What about
it's still kind of Corona.
It's still kind of Corona. So, Michelle, I want to know, how long were they married for?
Oh, my second cousin and the dachshund?
Well, yeah.
Well, it was the better part of 6 years, I'd say.
Part of
Better
6
part
years.
of 6 years.
Must have been some relationship.
It was wonderful, and yeah, little precious love whenever we feed her scraps, at Thanksgiving, and it was nice.
Sounds hot.
My parents did not approve at first, but my dad did have an affair with my mother with multiple farm animals. So eventually, he just had to come around and say,
So where are you guys from?
What's that?
Where are you guys from?
United States.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the USA. Here
I don't
we
see
are.
borders. I don't separate the states. I feel like it should all just be one great big family. It's kind of like bringing the world together, except I don't want any other countries involved.
Hey,
if I ever move anywhere, it'll be to a different part in the great state of the United States.
In the just a different little part, huh?
Just a different part, mostly in the Midwest.
I like that area. It's where you can marry dachshunds. And then this one, in this news story, it just says, bruh, what? Which I don't even know what that means. It says Publix Winn-Dixie to begin installing plexiglass in all stores to protect staff during coronavirus. Dude, I didn't find any interesting news stories that didn't have some connection to coronavirus.
Now, are they installing these plexiglass windows, like replacing their sliding ones, to prevent looting? Or are they actually building plexiglass boxes for these cashiers to be in while they handle money?
I think while they handle money, Michelle, because they don't want to get sneezed on. They're afraid. Everyone's afraid of the sneeze.
Now, you can piss yourself if you sneeze too hard. I have done that on multiple occasions.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Do you think they'll...
Do you ever hear of a snart?
What's a snart? What's a snart, Michelle?
Well, that's where you sneeze and shart at the same exact time. There can be no delay, otherwise it's you sneezed and then you sharted. But a snart, if it's just one thing...
All at once?
Just boom.
Have you done this?
Oh, all the time. It's a talent of mine.
Oh, wow. That is a talent.
I can do it right now, but it's gonna smell a little weird for a while.
I mean, if you have something coming out of your body and you sneeze, it is hard to control the other orifices. I think we've all been there. That's not fake news. That's real.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate your support.
I just want to know, once all this is all over, what are they going to do with those glass? Are they going to take it out? Are they just going to leave it? Is it just going to be glass forever now?
I want to tell you, I want to break news here. That is not new technology. That is what we call a sneeze guard.
The buffet. China buffet is
first started putting buffets in.
Dude,
the sneeze guard.
So now it's just the public sneeze guard. Now, I don't know, man. What is the lasting shit that's like, once this is all over, there's going to be some things that are stuck with us, just like TSA after 9/11. Like, what is bullshit that we're going to be stuck with now for the rest of our fucking lives because of this? That's what I'm worried about.
Maybe there will be more strict regulation on when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, when we go to Branson in April to tube down the river, they always check our RV to make sure we don't have any drugs, which we do, but they don't find them
checking
because
the right
we
spot.
pay them.
Oh, okay.
Prison wallet, baby. That's the way I go to Branson too.
Right. Greg knows about tubing. And so when we go to Branson, it's like that. Now, I've never traveled outside of the United States. Can't imagine why anyone would want to. But if you did and you came back, you should be quarantined for 2 weeks. So if you go anywhere, you come back, quarantine for 2 weeks.
Just forever.
And we just watch you and make sure that you're okay. You keep a thermometer in your ass. And then if that thermometer heats up for any reason, if you get mad, you got to learn to control your temper, because you get mad, your temperature go up, will kill you. Execution.
Execution. Huh?
I don't want to vaccinate my children, and I don't want my unvaccinated children to be exposed to whatever you picked up in, Baranistan.
Okay.
When you just had to go find yourself, when you could just go find yourself in Montana, God's country.
That's a beautiful. You want to get. Did you know when they send people to the moon, when they come back, the first time the people went to the moon and they came back, that's what they had to do. They had to spend 2 weeks in quarantine for the same reason, because you don't want to get the moon sickness.
I also heard, and this is a true story that I had read, and there were some astronauts. They came back, and actually they had to do a press conference right after, and they were exhausted and tired. And apparently they resent all the other ones because they got to quarantine. They got to get their senses about them, get used to our gravity.
Right.
You know, you think about Goku, how strong he gets.
Very interesting, Michelle. I didn't know you watched Dragon Ball Z.
All the time. And
what a care.
And that's about the only thing good's come out of any other side of the world is anime. Okay. I'll tell you that right now. Anime, and then maybe the China buffet, although we are banned because we had let Precious eat right off the buffet. We just would like carry her in our arms, and if she seemed excited about something, we just let her get some, and then we moved to the next dish, and she'd turn her nose up to it. So
it's like a trough.
But anyhow, you know, yeah. So they got quarantined, and they were jealous of them other astronauts. Because they didn't have to deal with the general public so soon after. Oh, right, and Goku, you know, he gets stronger when he trains in higher gravity. Now these folks, they get weaker and stupider because they're in lower gravity, which is again why the United States is the greatest place in the world. we have the best alignment of gravity based on, you know, like the Earth is flat.
Michelle, I think you're making me stupider.
We're right in the center of the flat part, so we have better gravity. That's why we're stronger and smarter.
You're a very special person. You know that, Michelle. You're very smart, intelligent. I want to know what you think about our next news article.
All right, let's see.
This one here is people are cracking. Mm-hmm. People are absolutely cracking. I think that's the case here. More than $35,000 worth of groceries tossed after a woman allegedly coughed on them, saying she had coronavirus.
Now, did she have that coronavirus?
I don't know.
Had she been to Mexico?
I'll tell you what that store didn't have. They didn't have proper sneeze guards installed.
No, they did not.
Did you know? Hey, Greg, did you know that the coronavirus is now? They're getting it on its toilet seats. Did you hear about that?
They're licking toilet seats. I've seen it.
You can get it.
I have heard that it does like live on cardboard or metal or whatever fucking surfaces for some amount of time, right? So I mean, a toilet seat, if you sneeze.
Yeah, now, genital corona now.
I will say that our niece, who lives with us, because her mother had got cracked.
All right.
You were talking about people getting cracked. She was cracked.
Okay.
And
I think it's a different kind of cracked, Michelle.
Yeah, she, you know, ride bicycles naked at 2 a.m.
Okay.
That type of crack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, drugs. And so my niece had tried to do that viral challenge where you lick a toilet seat.
Uh-huh.
And our toilet seats are wood, so she had splinters all in her mouth, and she did die.
She did die.
Well, you know, my husband said, I'm not taking her to the hospital because they can't fix stupid. And he's not.
Your husband's right about that.
He's smart. Now, we didn't think she was going to die all the way.
All the way?
We thought she would half die, and then we bring her back and be like, oh, don't you love us? Because we're better than your mom because we saved you from dying because you're stupid. But she died all the way.
She died all the way.
She died before our tax return, which is why I'm really pissed off at her. She just couldn't wait to die in May.
Come on now. Dude, isn't that just insane though? This lady just went and ruined $35,000 worth of produce and shit and like meat and whatnot.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next
week
on this podcast, if I happen to come back, I'll tell you where that meat went.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Chuck E. Cheese, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That's right. Well, thanks you for joining us on this. It was a real treat, Michelle, for you to come and do the news segment with us. I loved learning all about you while we were... It helped us get through this coronavirus thing, because you know what? That's just all that's in the damn news these days. And also fucking Greg for coming back for here we are, doing another one.
Here we are, baby.
Hey, Dave, can I talk to you for a minute?
What's going on?
I was driving to work and I hit a bum. He's dead. I panicked and I put him in the trunk of my car. Now I don't know what to do.
That's a no-brainer. Just check into a Motel 9.
How is staying in a motel gonna help me?
It's not just a motel. It's a Motel 9. You know, they'll close the blinds for you.
At Motel 9, discretion is our obsession. With unstable floors and soundproof walls, no one hears a thing. And none of the staff speaks a lick of English. And our unique wide pipe plumbing can handle 10-pound load flushes. You can make anything disappear 10 easy pounds at a time. Like your neighbor's Shih Tzu or a stripper. At Motel 9, you can rest easy. we'll close the blinds for you.
Hey, Bill, can I show you something in my trunk?
Hourly and nightly rates starting at $25.
And now, back to the segment.
I don't like saying bullshit, but go ahead.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Either way, it was like this weird game. It was a simulation type game where you almost like The Sims, but everyone was like animals and you
or like
had
Harvest. What was those Harvest games?
Like
came
Farmville?
No. Way before that. It's like Animal Crossing. They used to be called Harvest Moon.
Okay.
Harvest Moon was a game where you had a town and you built a farm and you would just like literally milk your cows every morning and sell them to the people. And I played them as a kid.
Yeah.
They were super fun. And it sounds like it wouldn't be, but like there's something about planting vegetables and,
Dude, all these people are just stuck inside, not being able to live a life. So they're all going to be playing this game where they just go to work. And that's basically what the game is.
Oh, Animal Crossing was released in Japan in 2001 on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, wow.
And then it was enhanced and released on the GameCube the same year. So that must have been while they were transitioning between the two.
Yeah.
And then Wild World was released on the DS, which is handheld. So you're right. The first was the GameCube. The second was the handheld game. And then they had, pretty much won every major console release. So...
Dude, that's gonna be a problem for some people.
I mean, anything that's just like a major time thief type of thing is perfect for
I like that
quarantine,
Time thief.
And I think that that's something that is actually going to change. When we were talking about lasting effects of the quarantine situation, I think people are just going to get used to spending more time eating their Netflix queue and with mobile gaming and all that type of stuff because we're just going to get used to it. And then it's like, you know what? I spent a hell of a lot of time doing it over the last month, and it didn't kill me. So what the hell?
It's kind of nice, dude. It's
I think it's going to be up.
They're fast tracking us to the universe of the WALL-E movie. Like you remember seeing WALL-E where like everyone's just like living in this virtual reality? There's like these big blobs that sit on these.
I thought that was a little bleak. I thought the WALL-E was a little bleak where everyone was just like laying in a bed, they couldn't even move. It's like, Jesus
I love it.
Who's building the spaceships? Who's building the goddamn spaceships? Is all I'm saying.
Fucking robots.
It's all voice activated. People can't even fucking move.
Dude, that's honestly, hey, how are we not hurtling right towards that right now?
Dude, by the way,
there's no...
The Chips Ahoy people would not be really cool with any of the messaging that's going on right now. And I think we just need to be... Cool heads need to prevail here, okay? We're not alternative fat bloods. But a lot of packages are being delivered right now. They always have them, but that's another lasting effect I see, is that however many packages you are okay getting online, like, I mean, let's face it, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, we could have all started getting most of our groceries, maybe all of our groceries delivered, but nobody was really doing it. I mean, some people were doing it, but not...
Maybe that's like what this is.
You know who a lot of people, a lot of, like, my friend, Mandy's cousin does it all the time. She's got 3 kids. She's a stay-at-home mom, and even before the quarantine, she would have her groceries delivered. Real quick, you mentioned WALL-E, and I saw something kind of funny. It was a meme a while back, and it was a picture of WALL-E, and it was a picture of Eve, and under WALL-E it said, I'm a PC, and under Eve it said, I'm a Mac.
Right.
And they were trying to say, like, look at how futuristic the Mac is. And then someone commented and said, WALL-E functioned autonomously for over 800 years. Eve was locked down remotely and had no replacement parts. I was like, damn.
Oh, shit.
Got him.
That was very realistic.
Yeah.
Toasted.
But it's true, man. I think that we are headed for that kind of like that life.
I mean, this is definitely going to make us all realize that that's available. That's like, oh, this is nice. It's nice not having.
Like we've been heading there, right? So, but if you graphed like us heading there was clearly like, let's just say like it's that typical line you're looking at of like growth over time. There's going to be like a step up and then continue with that growth.
Well,
just because of this.
What's really interesting is that. So you think about having groceries delivered. Companies, I actually just talked to my friend Laura, who is a plan setter for grocery stores, subconsult these people to come in and set up their shelves, and then the grocery store has to stock them exactly how they are. They don't get to choose where things go or how many facings you have, and companies pay millions of dollars to be at eye level and to have like 3 facings because it's like you see me 3 in a row at eye level, right? And that is completely wasted now if the food is delivered. right? Because you're not wandering around.
They just translate that online, though, right?
Sure,
like
but that's
Netflix
what I'm getting
puts
to.
Tiger King.
Yeah, but that's the point that I'm getting to is that like now the position in the store doesn't matter. What matters is A, the marketing outside the store, and B, the marketing within the application. Like, hey, we'll show you on the first page of search for cereal.
Which really kind of takes that person's job away. That like consulting firm. Yeah. There's something, honestly, I think even if this were to happen, I really enjoy going to a store.
Yeah, me too.
I like going
being
to the store.
Around. Like, I'm not a drive-through guy.
For certain things, right?
Even whenever we go to Starbucks, like my wife likes to go through the drive-through. I love going inside. I like, I like going into a coffee shop and having them make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
make it in front of me.
Yeah.
I'll watch you make it.
Dance. Here's a fucking quarter. Do your dance.
I mean, yeah, for certain things, I really do enjoy the whole event of going out. I also like having it instantly and paying just a little bit more and having it instantly and not having, even though most things do come like the next day, I could just have it now. Go out to the store and have it now.
Yeah, but how about if it's like dog food and you're going to buy like 25 pounds of it?
Hold on, just real quick. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it zoomed out super far.
Okay, wow. That was...
so that I can monitor the actual health of the wavelength. It's easier to see it this way. Rather than when you're zoomed in, it extends that. So I can't really see the health whenever people are talking.
The more you know. Check that out.
Yeah,
that's a smart way of doing it.
I think people should write in and tell us their quarantine stories. Like, how are you exercising? How are you eating? Yeah. Are you just like devolving into like a sleeve of Oreos every 4 hours, and that's like what you're living off of?
I found down, because the gym is closed. Where I live, there's like a river walk, and there's this nice like trail, and it's got all these playgrounds on it and shit. And I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll run. I'm really not a huge fan of the run. But in running, I actually went the whole length of the thing, and I found like an adult playground, like gym.
Hell yeah.
And it's still open because, up in Manatee County and stuff, they haven't closed that kind of shit off. So like if you wanted to go, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm definitely using that shit. And there was a lot of people there. Like you can see all the CrossFit gyms now are still having classes, but they're just going outside to parks. Like they're meeting up at parks, and so everyone can stay away from each other. And that's actually shit, man. You got to do what you got to do to fucking survive. Holy shit. I saw people from the bars, like a few days after the bars were shut down. I was driving by one in town, and they had a fucking car wash set up, and I was like, that's how you do it.
Yep.
You gotta make that dollar.
Yep.
But shit, dude. Anyway, how much longer do you think this is gonna go on for, Greg?
What?
The quarantine.
Yeah. How much longer are you gonna have to stay in there?
Or this segment? I think the quarantine's gonna go at least another few weeks. At least, right?
I'm honestly thinking 2 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I really would be surprised. I think it's me trying to be optimistic that it'll be weeks, but yeah, I mean, 2 months. I could totally see that. I'm honestly hoping to parlay this into I never have to drive back to Bradenton Financial again.
Dude,
I think it is changing because a lot of jobs that people said you have to be here for, we're learning you don't have to be here.
Yeah, and then they don't have to pay rent, and they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that I'll be working from home after the quarantine because they're using it as an opportunity to renovate the fucking building. So they're like, oh, and if they were doing that, they were going to do that before the COVID-19 outbreak, and they were talking about moving us to another building, but they would have to pay rent in that building, so now they don't. Now everyone just goes home, and it's super convenient. So.
Yeah, I mean there'll be some changes because some people like what happens when someone starts when like you're a brand new person, you got to do all your training online, so there'll have to be like a place for new people to go or whatever. But there's like shared conference spaces and stuff. Those things haven't really taken off, in the mainstream, but they will at some point. You'll start having people that will start using those shared spaces or whatever.
Yeah, and
how are you liking the place that you're at home? Like, are you happy with the workspace you have at home? That's like a big deal, I think, for people as they realize things are kind of ergonomic usually at like a job, but maybe you don't have the same thing going if you're at like a kitchen table or whatever.
Yeah, it's
that
kind
can
of
be tough.
Yeah, I mean, I've only worked literally 4 hours from home, so.
So just the last week and a half?
Well, I mean, it was
Toasted.
It was the last half of Friday. I got sent home on Friday, so.
What do you got for a chair? That's like so.
I took that chair, boy.
Nice. Yeah.
Toss that shit in the back of my truck.
I actually just got permission from my boss to go in and get everything I wanted. I could get my standing desk attachment. I could get my monitors. I could get my chair. All that stuff. So
Brother,
I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because honestly, like I have like a little dad rig home studio, and for recording music, and it's pretty ergonomic. So I might grab the monitors, but overall, it's it's pretty comfortable to work at home.
I'm interested, just like Justin said here, for tell us about what's going on with you guys. And you can write into roadsoda@gmail.com or call and leave a message, 706-200-1213.
It's the best phone number ever.
It's an easy one, man.
This episode of Road Soda is brought to you by PopFlix.
Everyone's abuzz about Popco's new streaming service, PopFlix. Let's take a moment to introduce you to some of their new original series. BoJack Horsecock is an animated series that tells the heartwarming tale of an ex-fireman turned kindergarten teacher. Keep the Kleenex handy and check out Doing Strange Things. A group of all-trans ghost hunters search for the paranormal in a small town shared with the Westboro Baptist Church. You won't believe what goes bump in the night. My Old Bird's Box is the story of an elderly man battling dementia and the IRS as he tries to locate his deceased wife's body to find the map to a buried treasure tattooed on her vagina. Or is it just dementia? PopFlix starts at $23.99 a month. That's almost twice as much as Netflix. That's how you know it's better.
PopFlix, a Popco brand.
Hey, whoa, kid, what are you doing? You got to put your money in the machine, okay?
Yeah, good job, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you got to treat them. That's how you got to do it.
You got to put the money in the machine.
Yep.
And get the special tokens that this guy told me about.
I don't think I've ever properly introduced myself. My name is Brentley.
Brentley?
Yeah, and today I brought my brother-in-law. This is Wesley. He's going to play some games with me today.
Well,
hey, I got some Chuck E. Cheese money. Do you guys cooperate with the...
this is the third time this week.
I told you not to mention Chuck E. Cheese here. It's as big as... God damn it, Wesley. Every time.
Look, you know what, guys? I get this so often. I got a partnership with the Chuck E. Cheese. I'll take your coins. I barter with them, and I get some pizzas.
Yeah.
Bring them in here. I keep them in the back.
Yeah.
I heat them up when you guys start whining.
That's not bad. So you're selling leftover Chuck E. Cheese pizza, which is not good to begin with.
I mean, shit, they do it anyway. Dude, did you ever see that?
No.
Did you ever see those, like, it was like a thing going around on Twitter and stuff where people would show Chuck E. Cheese pizzas and all the slices of pizza were like different lengths?
That's an old wives' tale.
Yeah, it is. They were like, and Chuck E. Cheese like, this is bullshit. We're not doing it. Like, they were taking pizzas from different people's tables and just
leftover,
putting them together.
Fucked up.
How much more of a pain in the ass would that be to like for I can sign together a pizza than to just put the $2 worth of ingredients in the fucking oven?
Like, and that was the guy's like argument for why they don't do it. The owner of Chuck E. Cheese is like, no, you don't get it. You know how much more of a pain in the ass that is? So this is the Apple Arcade, and we're playing regular old arcade games from the Apple Netflix-like mobile game app, right? Okay.
You got it.
Dude, so we played Roundgaurd, and it's been like a couple weeks. I want to tell you, this game, I could see why people would be really entertained by it. It's got this like pachinko kind of pinball thing going to it.
Yeah.
And people are into that. It didn't grab me personally. I did play through like a handful of levels.
I loved it.
But you did?
Yeah, here's the thing. If you like playing What the Golf,
yes,
you're going to love this. It's a similar mechanic in that you drag back your character. But it's more interactive. You know, every character has a special move after you've thrown them. Like Isaiah said, think pinball. So after you've thrown them, some of these things you bounce off of are treasure chests. Some of them are enemies. And your goal is to kill all the enemies while getting as much treasure as possible. So after you throw your character towards an enemy, you have a special move. One character has a double jump. One character has like a can shoot again. Yeah.
I gotta. Okay.
So you also end up getting gear, which makes your character better and adds other moves. Like, hey, I spin when I get thrown and stuff. So I think if you like what the golf and you need something a little less mindless, then I think this would actually be it's pretty fun.
Maybe it was too mindful for me, man. There was too much. No, I feel like if I played it at the right time, I would play more. But I think, every time I played it, I was playing it because I didn't really have time to sit down and play a mobile game. I was going, okay, in this moment, I want to play that game, so I actually do play it. I was kind of putting time aside to do it. And maybe because of that mindset, I wasn't really super into it.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, I didn't play a whole bunch because the Hearthstone Battlegrounds movie got me hooked on. That took some of my arcade time away.
Sorry, brothers. Greg didn't. What do you know about the Apple Arcade, good sir?
I just know it's an app, right? And it's like a mini app store that's.
Yeah. Wait, do your kids play it at all or do anything?
No, but I'm sure once a kid in school gets it, it'll go through like the coronavirus, and then I'll have to spend how much is it a month? Like $5 a month or something?
Yeah, it's $4.99 a month, and it's
basic games, or just I can play everything in there for $5 a month.
Yeah, play everything in there for $5 a month, and it's really cool because the regular like mobile games that you play, like all that Candy Crush and shit, or Clash of Clans, they're just kind of built up and they're built around microtransactions, just trying to get people to instead of spending time playing the game, just give them a little bit of money and you get the item. And but because you pay the $5 a month to the arcade, so all the arcade games, there's none of that. They're just regular games on your phone. So there's some pretty damn fun games in there, I would say.
And it's cool because I was just gonna say that with family sharing, like it's $4.99, but Mandy and I both can do it.
Yes. So if you got family sharing, if one of your kids ends up getting it, you can be like, hey, let me see them games. Some of them are perfect, like because our categories on the show is what is it? Binge it,
play it while you poo,
and then or go read a book.
Yeah.
So most of them fall within play while you poo.
Yeah.
Some of them have been. Some of them have been actually pretty good. What was the one that really
GrindQuest.
Yeah, Grindstone was really the one that everyone and What the Golf was pretty good too. But it's just the strongest play while you poop game ever.
Yeah.
Or play while you wait for a bus or some shit.
Yep. I would put this in the play it while you poo, but I think some of the levels are too long for a poo session, depending on your gastrointestinal health. And so I put it in that category of like, but I think, like play it when you're riding the bus or, like when you have some time to kill. Because when you're waiting on your table at a restaurant after quarantine,
Yeah.
That's when you play it.
That's when you're going to play it. And next week we're playing what was it?
I think Super Impossible Road.
Super Impossible Road is the name of it. It's like
I'll tell you all about this thing.
It's got some kind of marbles.
The year is 4030. Packs of ravaged dogs terrorize most of the major cities.
Is that really?
Nature has no. In the future, you've got to play a little dirty if you want to win races.
Oh.
Master Hairpin. I thought Master Hairpin was like
Master Hairpin.
Yeah, I thought it was like
here
Ninja Turtle characters. Master Hairpin turns across dangerous courses that twist and roll over in beautiful galactic backdrops, knock opponents into the void of space, kick into hyperdrive with temporary speed boosts, and use every opportunity to jump off the paths of the roller coaster-like tracks, bypass gates and checkpoints, and roll over competitors on the way to first place in glory. I think it's basically like Mario Kart.
It's like our first racing game, I'd say. Well, fuck yeah! So guys, play. You can play Super Impossible Road. And let us know what you thought. Let us know what you think of Roundgaurd. And you can send your emails to roadsodamail@gmail.com, or you can call and leave a message at 706-200-1213. Do you know that fucking... never mind.
This episode is sponsored by Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean. Did you know there is no better way to stay calm and relaxed? Studies have shown that households that buy Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean have a 3% lower incidence of domestic violence. I can say it saved my wife more than once. With its crisp, bubbly taste and full opiate profile, you just can't say no to a Mr. Oxy's Dr. Lean. A Popco brand.
Millennial Book Club. Millennial Book Club.
Margaret Boobs Crawfish.
That's my favorite Louisiana Creole joint to get some fucking, what's it called? Au jus? No, not au jus.
Yeah.
No. What's the fucking dish? I used to eat it every time I went to Louisiana.
The crawfish?
Jambalaya.
No, but that's a good...
Etouffee.
Etouffee, thank you.
Holy shit.
This is why we need Greg.
This is why, look, etouffee is what my mama would always say.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get it at Margaret Boobs Cafe and Crawfish.
That's right.
Should have been cafe.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yep.
Anyway, so this is the Millennial Book Club, and we're really pretty excited. It's been 2 weeks, but we just couldn't do it last week because this is one of the shows. This is the reason we have the Millennial Book Club.
I'm so excited for this.
Is just a show that's so either infuriating or whatever it is. But we watched The Circle, and The Circle, it's like a game show, right? And would you say it's a game show? But it's also like this Big Brother kind of thing.
Yeah,
And,
it's sort of like a game show. I think that they can win money at the very end. You know, so
which I don't think any of us know how they actually win money, because every time they eliminate somebody, they add a new person.
Yes, I'm not really. I don't really understand how it works either. Maybe it's like all the last standing people or something. You know, I didn't finish the whole series. I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes. So
I only watched about 2 or 3 too, and it's so they shove all these people into a house, right? And they're in apartments in the same building.
That's right.
And they all have like cameras all over their apartments, and they got TVs and whatnot. And they have this like fucking app called The Circle, so that they can communicate with everybody else, but no one else actually sees them. No one sees each other. No one ever actually meets anybody. It's all just through the internet. So some people are catfishing. Some people are really themselves.
Right. So it's like a social media app.
Yeah.
And you can choose. None of the contestants meet each other.
No.
And you can choose a photo. And so if you're a man, you could choose a photo of a very attractive woman and pretend the whole time. You don't do voice chat. You do like voice to text. Right?
Which I'm pretty sure if you guys...
It's fake.
It's fake. I'm almost positive that when they're doing that, there's certain hours of the day when they're like, okay, we're going to have a bunch of conversations, and they have fucking scribes sitting there typing it out. Yeah, they do.
And actually, it originally was a grievance of mine that this show had this, and I was like, that is so fake. That is terrible. Like they're asking...
You weren't even fooled for
They're
a second.
asking extremely ambiguous things of this voice chat. Have you ever used Siri?
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's
Hey,
terrible.
Circle. Use the picture of me in the turquoise dress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Dude.
It's
like, what kind of crazy artificial intelligence do they got?
Yeah, and like, there's no way that with it's
they
not
just
real.
got a fucking intern named Jim.
But you notice I said it was originally a grievance of mine.
Right.
Now I'm actually very happy that I saw that, because everything in my house is voice activated. Because I just asked my wife, I'm like, Mandy, could you please grab me the shirt with the little, those little buffalo and arrows, the button-up shirt? I have a meeting today. I want to look professional but casual. So grab that.
Send message.
Or yeah, exactly. Or like really, really ambiguous. Like, hey, could you give me those shoes my mom got me when I graduated? The 8th grade. They still fit, and I just want to wear those today. It's like, yeah, I guess.
Send message. Thank you,
message.
Circle.
Another grievance I have, and I really hope you guys agree, is I absolutely fucking hate whenever people use internet terms out loud. When they say LOL.
Yeah.
And they did that a lot because they were telling it what to type.
All right.
LOL winky face emoji. I was like,
dude.
oh man, I was crawling out of my
Winky
skin.
face emoji. Yeah.
So who? Okay, out of all the people in there, so there's like these people. You got like a model. She's like, I'm a model, and
she's my least favorite. I'll tell you that.
She's everyone's least favorite. And then there's guys like, I'm a basketball player. He really was. And then you have like fucking Joey D's nuts, the fucking guy that's
And I gotta tell you, because
he grows on you.
He does. He's my favorite because he reminds me of Carl from Aqua Teen when he was young, like still in his prime. And I love him because obviously they have to play a character, right? Their social media, they're chosen because they have big social media followings. And so, I even talked to my friend Sean about this. He's got like 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, and
he could be on the circle.
Well, he pretty much remains himself, but he does turn it on for the camera. He changes a little bit. He's got a character he plays. I actually do the same thing whenever I teach lessons on his channel. There's kind of like you become a little bit of a character, not as extreme as these guys, but the character that Joey D's nuts created, it was entertaining.
Dude, he was great. And then you had like the little Indian kid who was...
He was like, I'm just going to be myself.
I'm gonna be myself.
Like, damn, you have not done a lot since Captain Planet, have you?
Oh, geez, yeah, holy shit. Dude, and his name was Shabam. It was so funny listening to all the different ethnicities try to say Shabam.
Yeah.
Shabam. Shabam. It was... So I think, honestly, when it came down to it, I think he was probably my favorite. Greg, are we still with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Wait, are you saying the Indian dude was your favorite?
I don't know. There was something. Who was your favorite? I mean, obviously that one. What was her name? Ah, shit, I can't remember her name.
I think the two chicks, the model that they all hated for obvious reasons. The guys were like, she's gonna push me out, and the girls were like, I fucking hate that bitch.
She's too hot.
That was super obvious that she was, but it was kind of surprising. I mean, we're not spoiling, right? It's
I think it's
talking about the first half. I was when you first saw the list and they said that's our 8 contestants. You're like, I think the blonde girl's probably in trouble because who's going to want to keep her in?
She's too powerful.
Like everybody else was trying to like soften their original landing, and she's just like super hot. So it was like, all right, she's out. But I don't know if I had any favorite characters.
I liked the
other chick. Sammy,
that's her name.
Cool.
Wait, who was the the hood? Like tough lesbian chick.
Oh, Mercedes,
dude,
that was the name of her. Yeah, that was
Catfisher.
She was funny,
dude. She was like catfisherman of the 7 Seas, like tried and true. Been out there casting her net for a minute. She really. I
didn't think the kid that was the catfisher, the guy.
Yeah.
He just didn't seem like he was. I mean, you didn't know until you saw him start interacting, like whether he was going to be sophisticated enough for it. But I mean, let's face it, chicks definitely have their own language, like the way they do stuff.
Yeah,
and I mean, I think we probably feel like we could have at least hung for like one episode. But right off the bat, when he was like, what do you think about Chris?"
Yeah,
like, is he being serious?
Everyone's like, "Boy, he's gay."
Yeah.
That was immediately him saying, "Okay, this is not actually me. I'm a guy." And they're like, "Okay, we don't have to worry about this guy then."
It's just so.
That was like 10 minutes in, for Christ's sakes.
I know. He just and everyone caught on too. Like Sammy was like, everyone's face was like, "What?" And it's funny. There was how many times somebody would be talking about how they're gonna play a situation. They're like, "So in this situation, I want to seem like I don't know anything about what they're talking about." Like they're doing that, and then they send a message, and then the person that received the message, it shows them in their room, and they're like. It seems like they're trying to avoid the topic that I'm like. It's almost like they know exactly what the fuck they're doing, regardless of what they send. It was so like Sammy actually did it a couple times.
Yeah,
but because I think moving into like the because she was one of the what's it calls? It's the influencers in the first one. So then people all hated her going into the next one. Did you actually see the end of the? So
I didn't see the end of the first one. I got close. I did look up to see that Alana was the one that got voted off the island. But who were the 2 influencers? So the gist of it was there was 8 people in the house, and then they did a rating right off after you just put up a profile picture and a little blurb. Yep. They all voted who they liked, and then the top 2 became influencers. What did they get out of that? Like, what was the benefit of being an influencer?
The influencers then get to go to like this special little dinner where they're just like in a private chat between each other, and then they have to choose who they're going to block. Ooh. So between the 2 of them, they're going to block somebody from the circle forever. And
they get to pick it. The top 2 get to pick the block?
Yeah, and so it was that basketball player. I can't remember his name, and I think Sammy.
Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio and Sammy both had to choose, and they chose Alana. And then Alana gets to then go into one person's apartment of her choosing, and nobody knows who it's going to be.
They're not going to be there. Right, but you get to look through it.
You just get to rifle through their shit. Yeah. No, I think she went and saw Sammy. She opened up the door and Sammy's like, "Oh shit, you're a real person," because everyone thought for sure that Alana was a catfish.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about the bios real quick, because I love how Guido D's Nuts was like, Guido D's Nuts was like, "Yo, in the gym every." This is literally the bio. So you go to their Facebook page, and this is the little blurb. Yo, in the gym every day, lifting for God, my main man, my best friend, my co-pilot, only drink on the weekends. You already know it's Red Bull and vodka. Amen. And it's like, all right, that's your bio? Like, that's what you want people to know about you?
I love, there's respect for the dude that leans into it, though. Like, he knows he's a Guido, and he's just like, it's fucking Red Bull and vodka. What the fuck? Look at me.
Yeah. It was great,
You
man.
always tell people to be authentic, but then sometimes you're like, sometimes you don't have to be authentic, Maybe if you're Joey D, maybe put something else in there. I don't know.
Joey D's Nuts, man.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Part of it too is like, I'm like an older guy too, by the way. So most of these people were like in their early 20s. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of flaky, flighty, whatever when I was 24. So, I don't know. Maybe I felt like a little bit out of connection with it because they all kind of seemed like, I don't know, kids. Like, really, like,
I could definitely. I was just gonna say I could definitely see what you're.
This is
what
the
you're talking
equivalent
about.
of the fucking stop sign incident. No, you go. Okay, we'll both go. No, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, aren't we just funny,
Mr. But did you think it was it entertaining at least? Were you intrigued by the?
I wanted to see the whole thing fold out. I wanted to see who the people were. I mean, I think something like that, no matter what, you want to see who the people. They say we're gonna have 8 people do whatever the hell it is. All right, well, who are the 8 people?
Yeah.
And then they give you a little bit of thing, and then I think after that, I think we knew what the situation was going to be. I was pretty sure the blonde girl was going to get outed. I didn't realize.
I can't believe you called that.
Well, just because if you're trying to win $100,000, you do not need a blonde model.
Dude, yeah. If you think about that money, you got.
It probably that was actually one of my things too. Is this the real motivation of winning $100,000, or like in today's day and age, is this just like something that people want to do to get like Insta followers and get a little actual social presence? Because that's probably, I don't know, maybe that's even bigger than the $100,000.
I think you're probably right. I don't know.
They probably all got a pretty good bump.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think people say that they've been following Shoebomb on Twitter and shit now.
I will say that in the first episode, the introductions were so well made. Like the editing and like it was really cringy. It made me uncomfortable. But like they put a lot of work into this show, to make it, have a brand, right?
Yeah.
Like of certain colors and shapes, and like it was definitely very well branded. Like whoever did the graphic design, I think, did a really good job.
What city was it in?
I have no idea.
Hey, Greg, could you tell what city it was in?
I couldn't because they only showed that building. Right? They just kept showing the building, and my thing was, well, that must have been a pain in the ass with that big circle on it.
Yeah.
But then most of me was thinking, why'd they have to be in the same building anyway? Like, why didn't they show us where Joey D lives? Why didn't they show us where Alana lives? Like, why'd they have to move them into a building and then they can't see each other?
Not allowed to
They're
see
all
each
in
other.
These little apartments.
I think maybe just so they can like go and get to see them at some point.
Yeah.
At the end, I don't know. Plus, there's like this weird. They got them on lockdown, like they're in prison.
That's right.
Like, there's that weird kind of feel to it,
Oh man, and
well, was that it? Was it a 24/7 thing where they?
They were on lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, they were. Okay, I didn't realize that. My wife was watching a similar show where they're like dating. They're all gonna like try and get to know each other. It's called Love Is Blind, which is probably fairly similar. Like, being aimed at the same group. Have you heard of that? Love Is Blind?
Yeah, I have heard of that. I've heard it's like really. It's on Netflix too.
Yeah, it's very similar where they're all on lockdown. And there's like, I forget, 4 or 6 or 8 guys and then a matching amount of girls, and they go into these confessional rooms and they chat with each other, and then they come back to maybe the same apartments that these people are in. For Christ's sakes, it looks very similar. and then they just chat about the people. And I don't know. I was like, damn, this is like a thing that's happening now. Like they're taking these young kids and cordoning them off. Yeah.
It is. I think there's definitely an intrigue now to like the chatting thing. So many people are communicating solely online, and then that's that big, huge question or thing, like transitioning from just the chatting to like, is this person real? And that the reveal, you know.
I absolutely loved whenever the characters were introduced to their rooms.
Yeah,
and they would come in and they would, you know, they're like, okay, let's see what they've set up for me. Oh my God. There are chairs in the dining room. Now, here's something about me. I love to sit. I sit while I eat. I sit while I read. I sit while I shit. It's a fun rhyme that I love. And sometimes when the only places you can sit in your house or apartment is like the toilet or the couch, you get bored. And I'm so stoked about these chairs. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Just the intro of them looking at their room, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
It was really hard, man.
It was painful.
You definitely watch it because there's something about all the people that kind of irk you, you know, and like the whole situation. It's just such a strange Olympics of like manipulation, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man. But as far as watching a show, especially if I'm able to watch that show with other people, so you can be like, oh, do you see this fucking guy? What are you doing? One of those shows, that's where I would definitely put
man,
that shit.
I would say like if I honestly would have a night with me and my buddies, like drinking beer and watching this show and just making fun of it. Because what are you going to miss if you have a conversation or you go smoke a cigarette or whatever you're into, you know? But it would just be fun to like watch this show with a group of people once a week and make fun of it, you know?
Fuck yeah, it would. Yeah. Kind of like what we're doing.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that with one of these reality shows?
Oh yeah, with bad shows. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. There used to be one that my friends and I would get together and watch, and it was obviously mostly staged about a tow truck company.
Oh right.
and so like, you know, like Miami Tow was really popular, and it was in a city. Well, this one took place in like backwoods Missouri. And it was like Lizard Lick Towing. And they would go around and like repo cars, and these people had guns and would and they would just deal with crazy rednecks, and we would get together and just watch it. It's obviously mostly scripted.
What are you doing here for my Chevrolet?
Exactly. But so my mom actually is the vice president of a land management company out in Missouri. I'm pretty proud of her, and because when she moved out there, she didn't have a job at all. And
now she's the king.
Now she's like running that shit. And
damn.
Anyways, her and Ed, her partner, they buy big lots of land for pretty cheap. You could buy 20 acres in Missouri for like surprisingly cheap.
Really?
And then they sell them at high interest loans, like. When I say high interest, I mean like 9%, which is high for a mortgage or a land.
That's really high for a mortgage.
But no credit check, and you can pay cash if you want. So guess who doesn't want a credit check and pays a lot of cash? Fucking doomsday preppers. And she has to deal with doomsday preppers when they're late. And this one lady wouldn't pay. They're all living in shipping containers on 20 acres in the middle of Missouri with no electricity or plumbing. A lot of these places don't even have electricity hookups. And she hadn't paid in like 6 months. And so they were like, all right, she's got to leave. And that sucks for them, but then they can just resell the property, like whatever, you know? Yeah. And so she sends her enforcer. What is his name?
Enforcer.
I've met him a couple times. His name is
the Enforcer.
Yeah, and looking at him, he looks like me. You wouldn't think he's an enforcer. Like, he's not muscly or anything, but that dude is tough as shit.
Well, he gets it done.
Yeah, he gets it done, man. And so anyways, he goes out there, and this woman opens fire on him. They had to call the SWAT team to get her out of the place because she opened fire on him. Anyways, what I'm saying is, that really happened. So even though that Lizard Lick Towing show is like relatively scripted, I still believe some of the shit was based on real stories. And so anyways, I say all that to say, yeah, Greg, I've definitely got together with friends and watched some reality shows and made fun of them. And I would do that with this one. Yeah.
Because it's
Well, I was going to say I did have an experience with watching reality shows with the group back when Survivor was a new thing. It was kind of one of the first big reality shows, besides maybe those HBO. It was one of the first like competitive ones where like you're gonna get voted off if you don't win or whatever. And I was watching it ironically. I was like, yeah, that's great. And I'd go to the house, and then like there was like 3 or 4, and every one of them, my wife was like, you're being a dick. Nobody wants you to like joke about the show. They're being serious. Like, how serious can you be about Survivor? But then it was true that we kind of got kicked. We didn't get invited back. They were like too.
Well, it's funny, man. My friend, that I work with, Joel, his fiance and her family and friends are still really into Survivor, and they do Survivor parties.
Wow.
And he has to go to them, which is weird because, like,
she must be really hot.
Well, here's the thing. And hear me out. They're dating, right?
Right.
And they just got engaged. They're going to be married. And I was like, you don't have to go. He's like, no, I do. I was like, if that were me, I would just be like, look, Mandy, I'm super not interested in this.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay home.
Don't make me do this.
I'm probably going to smoke a little weed and I'm going to play guitar until 3 a.m. while you go hang out with your friends and watch this reality show. Now, our compromise, if you really want me to go, we can do whatever you want on Saturday. We'll do something cool. And I'll compromise. Like,
I want to watch Survivor.
Yeah, like, oh, fuck. I want to go to the rewatch party. God damn it. But I was just like, God, Joe, you don't have to go.
That strategy sounds good. That sounds like it was like comprised in a research paper called How to Live with a Woman. And that was chapter 4. And it sounds like a good idea, but give me a fucking break, dude. They know how to lean on you. They want their shit. You're going to get it. They're going to fucking make you do it. What are you going to do?
I don't know, man. Mandy's pretty cool. It's kind of like having a roommate, you know, like we play video games together and stuff. She's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I've been married 10 years. This July, that's my strategy is compromise. Like, look,
I mean, that
and
takes
be honest. Don't be like, I feel sick. Be like, I want to smoke weed and play guitar.
I don't want to do this.
Do you guys remember the Hannibal Buress joke where she's like talking about how he's talking about how his girlfriend, when she goes out, she's like, you don't seem like you miss me. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I'm gonna be out. Like, don't you want to go out? He's like, no, man, I'm fine. She's like, okay, well, I just won't come home till 3. And she's like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna play video games and celebrate your absence. And it was such a good bit. So anyways, yeah, be honest. Just be like, look, man, I don't.
I think that's more of a like, Mandy's like. Some people you just can't reason with, man. That takes like, you know, logic and rationale.
Yeah, sure.
And be like, but I mean, she also, Joel's fiance, she might already be making a compromise. He might like to only dress up like longshore fishermen, like when they do it. And so she's like, he's like, no, you don't get it. I have to go. I have to go. And you're like, dude, you know what you can do? You can just. So, but I think I would put this in a watch it if it's there.
Yeah,
watch it with
it's
your friends. It's definitely good enough to just it'll kill some time. It's not boring. It's very intriguing. What do you think? Mr. McSkittles?
I think the 20 minutes I watched was I'm going to write a letter and see if I can get my time back. Probably won't happen, and that I'll move on from that.
We will refund you all of 40 cents. Next week's Millennial Book Club it's so damn obvious what it has to be.
Yep,
like
it has to.
It can't not be this. It's literally the
taking
number.
the world by storm.
It really has. It really, really has. It couldn't have been released at a better time.
Seriously,
like
with the quarantine and everything.
The stars fucking aligned for these people.
And you know, it's funny because I found out about this Tiger King guy, I don't know when this Netflix special came out, but I just found out about him 2 weeks ago because I saw, maybe it was a month ago, whenever that John Oliver bit came out that they talk about in the show.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay,
I'm not...
so there's a John Oliver bit where he talks about Joe Exotic running for president,
right?
And
oh shit! It hasn't even told me that he's done that yet. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
he runs for president.
And that's how I found out about him. And then I saw this like reality show. I was like, that can't be the same guy.
Wow.
And man, I can't wait to talk about this show.
I can't wait to fucking talk about it.
I feel like this came up on the show like way back. Did you not bring something like this up way back, Isaiah?
Tiger King?
Yeah, didn't you bring something up about this guy and the lady in Tampa? I for sure that was something you brought up, way back.
No way. I have no recollection. Right, I remember.
Listen, we have a call to action to you road soda drinkers to go through and comb every 132 episodes and find out when, and we need a timestamp, And we need it by Friday so that we can listen to it and then reference it.
Make it
so
snap.
go.
I would bet a solid amount of money because when I heard about this, I went, yeah, I heard about that. And I remember saying, Isaiah, like, talked about it for like a fucking hour, one fucking random
Are
day.
you sure it wasn't when I talked about that guy with the Mayaca Gold? Like
no,
with the guy.
Are you talking about the Mayaca Gold weed?
Yeah.
I know.
I haven't seen anything about Tiger King or anything other than it's right on the top page of Netflix. And my little brother said something to me about, like, I got to watch it or whatever. But it's a lady in Tampa who's, like, really big into tigers. And then a dude that, like, owns tigers in, like...
Oklahoma.
Isn't he, like... Oh, he's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I thought they were both in Florida.
No. But
Man,
she is fighting. That lady, I actually know about her from before the show because she is against the big cat habitat here in Sarasota.
Right.
Because of
maybe that was the context.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the context that you brought it up about, was the big cat people here versus the lady up in Tampa who calls herself whatever the hell she calls herself.
I have zero. The first time I ever heard about Tiger King was when it started coming, when they released it. I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
And I know that we've got that one in here in Sarasota, the big cat habitat.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, man. Wait, Greg, have you started watching any of these episodes?
I have not yet.
Okay.
It's on the list because it's on the front page of Netflix. So
Dude, you can't not.
Choice,
so
right?
either way, if you join us on the next episode or not, but we'll talk about it. No matter what, we're talking about that shit next episode because we can't not. So everybody, next week it is Tiger King. If you probably already seen it anyway, so just listen to the episode. And if you want to write into the show about whatever about either Tiger King or The Circle, you can do that. roadsodamail@gmail.com, or you can call and leave a message at 706-200-1213 and just leave a voicemail and we might get to it,
I just want to say real quick, I've only done maybe 20 or 25 of these with you, Isaiah.
Right.
I've never put out an actual call to action.
Oh yeah.
Please fucking watch this and please write in because it's so great. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know. Please write in for this one.
Yeah.
This is so good.
If there's any assignment that you turn your paper in for, make it be Tiger King.
Yeah.
Dude, you only get a Tiger King, or what was the Evil Genius?
Yeah.
Or Making a Murderer.
Evil Genius.
Yeah, don't you remember that shit with the fucking belt around the neck? Dude, this is bigger than Evil Genius, all right? This is bigger.
This episode of Road Soda is brought to you by Subsonic.
Subsonic. Come out and see us behind the Sonic. And that's any Sonic in America. You can go into a Sonic and get what? A burger? Hot dog? Some kind of slushy thing? You don't want that shit. Pick up a Rise and Shine on your way to work. That's 3 cigarettes, a bologna sandwich, and a pint of schnapps. Or how about a Spanky meal? It's a Schlitz Tallboy, bologna sandwich, and a penthouse. We got 3,500 locations nationwide. No drive-through, no waiting. Just pull up, buy your sack. It's cash only, and you better move quick or the deal goes bad. You know where we are. Look for the van by the dumpster.
We are, you're getting clean, and sometimes Jesus comes down and he tickles you in the brainstem, and you get something good coming out. Something like Elsa is pretty athletic for a person that was locked up in her room since she was young until she turned 21.
Yeah, so she's not like muscular, but she's like in good shape. Like she's a skinny like Disney princess. And yeah, if you're locked in a room,
maybe she's doing that like
she's doing
P90X.
P90X.
Oh,
the
workouts.
card deck prison workout. You know about that one?
No.
My friend Nick just taught me about it, and which I'm surprised I don't know because I got family in prison. But you basically flip a card, and that's how many of a certain like workout you have to do. So you got to do like half that many push-ups, that many squats, and twice that many crunches, or something like that. And then you flip the next card, and you just go through the whole deck.
Through the whole deck. That sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in prison, what you said that you had your shower.
Oh
thought.
yeah, I have a shower thought.
I'm
so
interested.
I was feeding my dog the other day, and earlier Greg, Isaiah, and I were talking offline about food and like what you eat, and Isaiah was like, I get down on a lot of cereal. And I was like, I like cereal too. I eat cereal a lot. Cereal and grilled cheese sandwiches are kind of like where it's at. So anyways, I was feeding my dog the other day, and I was running low on dog food. I had another bag, but in this bin that I keep it in, I was running low on it. And I started scooping it out, and I realized it had a lot of extra crumbs. And I was like, I wonder if dogs get stoked about the end of the bag the way I get stoked about the end of the cereal. Or I'm like, oh, this is like a flavor. Or like, you ever get a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos that accidentally has like 3 times? That happened to me.
Yeah.
I got a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos that had 3 times the seasoning it was supposed to, and it literally ruined Cool Ranch Doritos for me. I'm fucking chasing that high. Every time I get a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, I'm like, I fucking hope, please.
It's a once in a lifetime.
Please, someone fuck up and put 3 times as much.
Do you think that ever
seasoning.
happens to the dog food too?
Yeah, the dog's just like, please be the day.
Please be the day. When
Oh,
there's
you mean like 3
overseasoned-
times? Yeah.
Overseasoned dog gibbles.
Please be the month that I have an overseasoned bag of dog food. Oh, I can't wait till the end of that bag.
Yeah, with all the crumbs down
All
at the
the
bottom.
crumbs.
So, do you get the idea of the shower thought?
I do.
Yes, I do. How about they have? Let's do one more. Ready? This is a little more thought provoking.
Okay.
This is from Reddit.
Well, wait. Can I?
Oh, you
tag
got
on to the
something?
one yeah. Well, I just want to tag on to the one.
You
with
tag it,
Elsa
buddy.
with
You
the-
tag it, baby.
Elsa, like you see that sometimes where like shit just springs up. The Mandalorian. I was just watching like one of the first Mandalorian episodes. If you don't know about it, it's like kind of a bigger thing. It is a live action like Star Wars fucking. I don't know. It follows like a Boba Fett guy, and it's like a serial 45-minute show that comes on. But at some point, he goes to this, like one of these worlds where they're all like primitive, and it's like people that are farmers or whatnot. And the Mandalorian ends up saying, "I just want to go hide out because he's got Baby Yoda." You've seen all the Baby Yoda shit.
Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Yoda's from the Mandalorian. So
okay.
he's trying to like hide out on this planet with Baby Yoda. And he goes, "Oh, I met someone else, and now I'm going to be like, my cover's blown, so I'm going to leave." But at some point, the farmer people go, "We want you to help us because there's these guys that raid us." So they go kind of scope it out. They're like, "That sounds like an easy thing to do, and we go live at this farm thing." And they go find the guys, and they start tracking, and they're like, "Oh, no, these guys have like a fucking, you know those big things from the Imperial thing with the 2 legs?"
Oh, yeah.
It's just 2 legs
Those
and like a little
stalkers
command
or
center.
something?
I think it's an ATST.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I don't know what I'm talking
ATS, that's exactly what it is. They tracked it. They went, "All right, listen, farm people, we can't help you because there's a fucking ATST like on site. So you just have to fucking move." And they're like, "What? No." And then they do like the 3 Amigos thing where they go, "All right, well, let's gather everyone's skills and see what we can do to beat El Guapo." And I just thought it was so lame that they go to entice the fucking guys to come fight the village. And like as soon as they get near the ATST, it like jumps up and starts. And I'm like, really? They're oppressing some farm people in the middle of nowhere. The fucking ATST is like right. At least you have to wait like 10 minutes for a guy to like jump in, fucking put some oil in it. The fucking, you're gonna have to turn it on. It was like immediately like jumped up and started shooting and chasing them.
They're just ready to fucking blast them.
And I just was like, that's bullshit. It just triggered the same thing. With like Elsa's in pretty good shape for being frozen. Oh, really? The fucking thing just jumps up in 1 second. It's sitting there at the ready for like years.
The guy's got to fucking. He's got to do the thing with the lawnmower, like pump the little thing so the.
Oh yeah, the choke or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the fuel. Yeah, the fuel. Like,
Yeah, you got to
The
pump
little fuel ball on
Little
like your
fuel-
weed whacker.
Yeah, a little fuel nipple. He's like, hold on, wait. He's like yanking the thing. That's what that's more like it. Well, shit. I mean, I don't have any shower thoughts.
All right.
I mean, I took mine from the internet.
Hey guys, write in. Give us a shower thought.
Yeah, you have a shower thought? To roadsodamail@gmail.com, or you can call at 706-200-1213.
Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Justin, what did you learn?
I learned that in certain parts of the United States, it's legal and very possible to marry a dog.
Yeah, me too. And I learned that all relationships, even with dogs, don't last forever. I mean, some do, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Michelle's an interesting lady. That's what
she's great. I took a piss, so I had to get you guys caught me up on what happened. But I'd like to hear more about that marriage in particular.
Interesting shit. Greg, what did you learn?
I learned that everyone is going to be watching The Tiger King, and I'm looking forward to it.
Dude,
Isn't it crazy that the season finale of Tiger King is going to have better ratings than the season finale of Game of Thrones? That's just like a wild thing to have thought.
How many are there, by the way? How many Tiger Kings are we talking? They're like 6.
Listen. Save it for next
people
week.
with tigers.
Save it for next week.
I think you're gonna know.
Tigers. That was clearly a question about people. How many people have tigers? I think is what I was trying to say.
One of the first lines
shocking.
It's shocking. There's I
didn't realize how easy it was.
Apparently.
Like Mandy and I were looking at getting a German Shepherd puppy. These things are super well trained, and at I think 12 weeks they're already like mainly obedience trained. They don't jump, they are housebroken, and they know sit and stay, right? Like they are basically trained at 12 weeks, and they're these pedigree, but they're $2,000, right?
Wow.
But then in the first episode, it's like, yeah, I bought a lion off that guy, lion cub. It was $2,400. I was like, word?
Yeah,
like,
wow. I mean, I know you're looking to buy this this German Shepherd here. They're real nice, but you look more like a big cat fella. Now, right over here.
Now I got these links
for another $400. Jesus,
that's a good upsell.
Yeah.
Anyways, to answer your question, shocking amount.
Shocking amount, yeah. Well, I mean, I learned that no matter how hard you try, you can't help but not talk about something that's literally affecting the entire world.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from.
Infecting the entire world.
We got him.
Right. Check that out. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Next week's Millennial Book Club is, of course, Tiger King. Next week's game is Super Impossible Road. That's the arcade game. And everyone stay inside, I guess. I just wanted everybody to know that due to the new COVID-19 outbreak, Road Soda is taking precautions to put our listeners first. We are wiping down all our keyboards with disinfectant, and
we actually have a pop filter has a Lysol wipe over it, so our words are actually being sanitized before they even get to the mic. That way, you guys don't get infected.
Can't be too safe. Can't be too safe. I heard this whole thing came from a guy that had sex with a pig. That's what I heard.
I think that's who was that? It was Michelle's father, I believe.
Michelle.
She mentioned
had
affairs with many farm animals.
Many farm animals, yeah. And something that has stuck with us this whole. Hey, Greg, you know what we always tell everybody, right?
What's that?
Go to bed early.
Go to bed early.
Go to bed and get some sleep. Yes, that is actually really good advice. Pre or post COVID.
Exactly. But right now, more than ever, get some sleep. That's how you fight this COVID, baby.